This is the IT Director's Playbook, the podcast where we sit down with IT directors, ed tech leaders, and industry experts to tackle real-world tech challenges, honest conversations, expert insights, practical takeaways. Let's dive in. Anthony Kingston, Chief Technology Director for Alabaster City Schools. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it. First one ever, so.
Same.
This is
Good.
No, it's great to have you, and you've already shared some stories off camera, but I would love to hear how you first started cutting your teeth in the tech world.
Oh, back in the day, technology, that was one thing that started back in 1994.
Okay.
I was telling Jesse my story about playing.
Yeah.
And then I played overseas, played for Jackson State University. And then I went overseas, played in Luxembourg, KL, Luxembourg. That's the city, KL, Luxembourg. And then after that, I found out that I love basketball, but I'm not in love with basketball. And I just got married, so I said, it's time to get a job.
Yeah, sure.
So I was able to come back, and then a buddy of mine was telling me about this entry-level position, break-fix technician at Jackson State, and I just left there. I said, oh, well, let me try it. So I was fortunate enough to get hired April of 1994, and that started my journey into technology.
So you fell in love with it immediately, or?
I did.
Okay.
Once concerned, Mr. Randy Harper, he was my first real boss that I ever had. He was a great guy, Randy Harper. And he was doing my interview. He was concerned about my big hands. Like, Anthony, sometimes you got to get in there and, change memory and a battery. I don't know if you can do that. I said, for my first job, newly married, right. I can do it. Whatever, I can do it.
Right.
I can do it. And got in there and was able to be exposed to it and fell in love with it.
I know you made some hops around and you got experience outside of the education world. You said you were at JSU.
Yes.
You left education. Talk about that.
Yep. I was at JSU for 3.5 years and left there. And then a position opened up in Jacksonville still at Jacksonville Medical Center. Okay. It was hospital then, but it changed name to Medical Center. And now the facility is owned by JSU. So we'll pause that and move on past that. But it was a network admin for Jacksonville Hospital. Okay. Worked there under Richard Moss. He was a great guy, great friend. He let me do the medical side, so I got my hands in on that, doing all those things, getting stuff ready for the ER and bed in the rooms for people. Well, then somehow I got this, Jesse. Somehow I got hooked up with a headhunter at some point. Okay. So in my 10th month at the hospital, I got a call from this guy talking about a position in Carrollton, Georgia. I'm like, the only thing in Carrollton, Georgia I knew about was playing West Georgia, GSC days. So I was like, okay, whatever. What comes Southwire? What's a Southwire? And as I did a little research, found out that they're a worldwide company that does transformers and power for the world, for the United States and some parts of the world. So I was like, in Carrollton, Georgia. So shocked. So I said, okay, we'll talk. So I went there, he had an interview and left the hospital after 11 months, went to work there in Southwire as a network admin. Okay. And worked there for 12 months. So then thought I would stay there. I was telling Jesse how that was my first big time corporate job. They had their own pharmacy. They had their own gym, their own cafeteria. And my first ever badge in, check-in process, you had to, before you got in, you badged in, scanned in and out. So I was shocked by that. But back up a little bit, buddy of mine from JSU was telling me about a position opening up at Jackson City Schools. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to get back into education. JSU was good, but I'm not trying to get back to JSU. In Jacksonville, I said, well, he said, well, you may want to apply for it. Well, as I started looking into it, it fell through. Well, I'm like, I said, Keith, his name was Keith Riley. Keith, this position's not even open anymore. Yeah. So something happened, it's going to open again. It's going to open again. Well, 2 months later, he called me, it's open again. I'm like, Keith, come on now. It's like,
playing with me, man.
Playing with me. Yeah, I got a good job here. Right. Is this legit?
Right.
So lo and behold, I applied for it. And then my interview, I came from Southwire. One evening, the interview, and got to the office, and the superintendent, Mr. Messer, Leonard Messer, who's one of the great men, he wasn't there. He had went home. He lived only like 6 minutes away from the central office. So I said, Mr. Messer, I'm here for the interview. Oh, Anthony, I'm sorry. So he got back in his car, and I'm thinking to myself, Jess, I told him, I don't think this place is for me. They can't even, they're not even serious about this. But lo and behold, it worked out. He hired me on the spot. Wow. I then had to go back to Southwire and say, hey, I'm leaving you. You've been here but a year. I'm sorry. This is just too good to pass up. Yeah. because as I was driving from Alabama to Georgia,
Oh, wow.
losing and gaining an hour. It got old.
Yeah,
For
sure.
11 months, it was tough. So that got me back in August of 1999.
Okay.
Getting ready to go toward the Y2K.
That's right.
Y2K thing.
Oh,
Did you store up a lot of water?
No, it did
No.
not. No, it did not. Well, we
My
were
family
back
did.
making sure the computers worked. We were
Yes.
trying to make sure the computer
That
worked.
was supposed to be what made the world shut down. Right?
Exactly,
The
exactly,
computers.
exactly. So that was so from 99, 2000, my first year in education, and then I've been there ever since.
15 years.
15 years in Jacksonville.
Wow.
And then now
You're coming up on 10 years. Is that
it's
right?
August 20th will be 10 years in Alabaster.
Wow.
So 25 years in K-12 education, 3.5 years in higher education. So I'm at 28.
I was going to say, do those 3 years translate?
I bought it back.
Good for you.
Luckily, yes. When I
Good
went
for
to
you.
Southwire,
Yeah.
I said, hey, I had got a little nest egg. So
Okay.
before I didn't even tell my wife this. I mean, I didn't say this on camera. But when I left, I had a nice little bump and increased salary. So I had some of that. So I made sure when I got back in education, I bought my hours back, my years back.
There you go.
So
Good for you.
yes, it worked out well.
That's a good decision.
Yes, it was. It was.
So when you moved to Alabaster,
Mhm.
did you move immediately into the CTO, CT?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was the second one. Keith Price.
Yeah.
he
I've
started.
heard of him.
Yes, he started the role in Alabaster. So in 13-14, Keith was the first person there. But
Okay.
then in 14-15, he left and transitioned to CDW and
Mhm.
other places. So that's when I was the second one
Okay.
to follow his footsteps. Yeah.
Awesome. And so 28 years,
28 years.
and we always talk about the two worlds that you're living in. You deal with technology
Mhm.
and you deal with people.
Mhm.
And you've been doing it a long time now.
Yes, sir.
And so would love to speak into how do you navigate those two worlds? And essentially you're the bridge
Mhm.
between those two worlds. What have you learned
Mhm.
over these 28 years?
Well, it's all about the people. It's one thing I tell my team, and I stress to them that we're in the people business. We're here because the students and the teachers need us.
Yep.
And I got some technicians that just kind of want to handle their own thing, don't be outside, not be visible. I say we have to be visible. We have to be there to make sure their stuff is working for them. And then we'll have time to sit in the office and do all the fun, techie stuff they want to do that's in their wheelhouse. But until then, we need to be visible. We need to be there because we're in the people business. We got to make sure that things are working, that technology is working for the teacher classes, the kids to get on the internet, teachers can use the internet, and then finance, payroll, air conditioning, so many things that run on the backbone of technology.
Yep.
We're the unsung heroes many times. We do feel unappreciated sometimes,
Sure.
but we do like when things are working because we know, hey, everything's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. You love when things are working right.
Mhm.
It's also everybody knows when the internet's down.
Yes.
Talk about the problems and the crisis management and working through that. And now that you've been through the fires,
Mhm.
Speak to the younger IT directors who haven't yet and are going to.
Yes, that's a great question. I say just remain calm because as being a leader, I'm blessed to have 7 people to work with me, not
That's
for
awesome.
me, work with me
There you go.
on my team. And but I was a Lone Ranger back in Jacksonville before I was able to hire 2 other people. So I've been in their shoes, and I said,
It was just you.
yes, it was just me. It was just me in Jackson. When I first started for 3 years, it was just me. And then I went to Mr. Messer and said, hey, I need somebody to help. And he allowed me to hire a guy who went back to get his certification because he worked in the automotive shop.
Mm.
And then he went back in technology. He liked technology, and he was my first full-time technician, Steve.
Okay.
He's no longer with us, but he was one of my best friends. We were together for, like I said, the rest of 12 years.
That's awesome.
But yeah, going back to the question, one thing I would just tell anybody is just try to remain calm.
Okay.
Because you're going to have a lot of people, because a lot of people to this day, especially my age and older, they don't like technology.
Sure.
And when it's not working, they kind of have a moment to themselves and they're just frazzled. And I try to walk in, I tell my team, hey, walk in, just you settle down. They're going to feed off your energy, just calm them down. And luckily, I got a good team that goes in and says, David, what's going on? This thing is not working like it's supposed to. Well, let's take a look at it. Explain to me what exactly happened. So by you coming in as a calming, soothing person to them, it lets them realize, okay, it's not that serious. It's not that, did anything hurt a kid? Did anything hurt you?
Right.
Can you, everything's gonna be okay. So
That's
we
right.
can help them then process their solutions to fix their issue that they're having, which turns out, well, I hate to say it most time, let's turn it off and turn it back on. It works
Exactly.
a good 60% of the time. Seriously.
Yeah, it does. I used to have an old boss that used to say, if it's not life, limb, or eyesight, you need to calm down.
Yes. No, I agree with that. No blood anywhere. That's
right.
Yeah. But that's one of the major things. Just remain calm. Assess the situation. Don't go in too stressed out about it, too anxious, because again, you got to be the calm and just assess the situation and then offer some suggestions, solutions for them to try. The next thing, I say it again, is just try to get things, be there for people. Because like I said, I do have some people that want to stay in the office. You need to be visible. Because then when you ask them for some help, which we all gonna need somebody's help eventually,
That's right.
they're gonna say, Kingston, Anthony, who's our technology person? I ain't never seen this guy. Now he wants me to do a survey.
Yeah.
I don't know him. So by just being visible, it helps us. It helps in the long run. Because eventually I will be asking you to do a survey. First of all, for a need survey, what do you need?
Right.
What can we get you next year to help you, or this year? And then, state requires us to do a technology survey every year. So I have to do that as well. So by us being visible, showing that we care, we're here to support them, helps us in the long run when we say, hey, we need you to help us out with this survey. Can you do it on time? Our cybersecurity training, will you do it, please? So those things like that are two things I would offer up to young technology professionals.
You've been the IT director for 25 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Has your job changed over the 25 years?
It has. I've become more of a manager now, which is good and bad. It comes with its own challenges, pluses and minuses. But again, being the only guy, I was a break-fix guy. I was the one up front going to the teacher's classroom, seeing the kids and getting the accolades and the praises and saying, hey, thank you. I would get all those things. But as I getting people on my team, I was not visible as much. And then I would see my teammates get all that. They walk in, I love Carl, he's my network admin now, but I walk in, Carl's a savior. So I'm kind of like the sidekick to Carl walking in. He's the hero of everybody. So that right there has changed for me to realize that, hey, we're part of a team, we're part of a family. And it doesn't have to be, it's not about me, it's about us. And this is your role now. You're you're the first line of defense. If you're the first line for technology, first phase. So how you come and approach people, it affects us all. And I'm up here doing the state reporting, doing the documentation, doing the stuff for board meetings, talking to vendors. It's not your role,
right?
But it's going to be as you move on up through there. But right now, enjoy the time, enjoy your moment where you are now. And it's hard for my technicians sometimes see that, and system admins, because they see you're sitting in the office all day. No, it's not that.
Yeah,
it's other things behind the scenes, but your role is just as important, and more important because you're on the front line.
You are a manager, and you've already spoken to this a little bit, but what are you looking for when you hire for your team?
When I hire for my team, somebody that's in the interview, you can kind of sense things, but somebody that's always willing to learn, because I don't need you to know everything. And when you come across as knowing everything or think you've been there, done everything, that kind of, hate to say it, turns me off. I say, I don't need to look at this person. I'll listen, finish the interview, and just move on. But just because we'll teach you what we need you to know. But people skills, just how you will handle certain situations we give them. And if you come in arrogant or say, I told them to do this or do that, and, there was they may use that was dumb. You don't say stuff like that to our end users, but how you talk in situations, it's going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
How you handle situations. So being a know-it-all is definitely a big turnoff for me. I was like, no, we all learn. We always continue to learn till the Lord take us home. So just be willing to learn more. Do it this way. Sometimes there's leeway to say, hey, David, I tried this in Vestavia. I want to try this. Okay, we will, but right now I need you to do it this way, because this is how this person's teaching you. And then after you get it this way, then you can say, hey, we can cut off a couple more steps and do it your way.
Yeah.
But don't come in just brass, abrasive, Mr. Know-it-all or Miss Know-it-all. Turns me off big time.
Is there a certain attribute you're like, oh yeah, like we got to have them on our team?
Well, just how you carry yourself in your speech to everybody. Look me in the eye. I'm old school. Look me in the eye when you're explaining stuff to me. And then when I put scenarios and how did you handle the situation? What experience did you have to treat people? And most of the people they were managers. Bill, who came from Auburn, he was he helped out the music people. He was a sound guy and a music guy in the theater. So he dealt with different professors, how he handled them in the situation he explained to us. That he's smart, and then he's already handled different professors, they're masters of their craft.
Sure.
That's their building. So how you address them, handle them. Ishmael, I was able to get him from Best Buy.
Okay.
He worked at Best Buy, manager there.
Was he Geek Squad?
Geek Squad. He had people working for him. So it's just saying, hearing those things that come out allowed me to say, hey, this is somebody we can work with.
Yeah, a lot of times here doing interviews, it's a constant learning, right? Because on the vendor side where we are, we deal with you guys and y'all are constantly changing, asking us.
Yes.
So we're constantly trying to keep up.
Yeah, definitely.
So our guys, help desk, professional services, everybody's constantly learning.
Yes, exactly.
Over here as well. So that's a huge factor for us as well.
For
so
sure.
just hey, if it can be done, it will be done.
Exactly.
We may not know how it's going to get done right now.
Exactly. Give us time.
but
We'll get back with you.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just a follow-up. Yeah, it's critical too. Don't leave people hanging.
That's right.
It's good. It's really good. What are some of the specific big wins your department has had in the last few years?
Big wins. I'm gonna say myself personally, and then I'm gonna jump into Alabaster. But back in Jacksonville, we were standalone servers, and I was able to bring everything into one main server because I had to go update. We only had 2 schools, but still, they were 8 minutes apart. And Lone Ranger, you had to do things by yourself. So I was able to automate that, make a true client server environment. So that was a huge win from I got to go update this server, got to update this server. So combining everything in one was huge for me back then. Back in Jacksonville, we also did iPads for all students.
Okay.
It was called One to World. We went to Cupertino, the Apple headquarters, toured that facility. Beautiful. Goodness, spectacular out there. Reminded me like a Southwire, but better.
Better.
I was like, wow. But then going to Alabaster, several key wins. I was able to, again, I came in, I had a network admin, a system admin, and 2 technicians. Well, I was able to bring along instructional coaches because I was like, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. And the instructional side is not me. I'm on the technical side. So Dr. Vickers allowed me to have 2 tech coaches. So I was able to get them, bring them on the team. And then I was able to hire another technician. So I went from 4 people when I first hired to now like 3 more people. So that was a huge win. And then student workers. We have several student workers helping us this summer. And so those things like that were huge wins for us. Our Warrior Device Initiative. We are Chromebooks, one-to-one Chromebook district. We started that, I want to say, 4 years ago now. We've had them. So that right there are some of the biggest wins for us.
Would that have been COVID?
COVID spurred it on because that's one thing when Dr. Vickers hired me, he knew about the one-to-one. And first off, I said, Dr. Vickers, we cannot do one-to-one. We don't even have wireless in here. I said, seriously, we had wireless in one of the schools, and then Keith was lucky to get it in, it was sporadic. But over time, through E-Rape, we were able to put it throughout the whole school. Wade Woodward, Wade.
Yeah, we know Wade.
Wade well. He was able to help. We partitioned the wireless and say, hey, let's make it density. So we added a WAP in every school, in every classroom. So that project alone helps us move forward. So then after 5 years, we then started looking at discussing doing a one-to-one. And then COVID, because then we got a UACart. We got everybody a cart. But once COVID hit, everybody needs a device.
Congrats to Thompson High for being state champs, 7A state champs.
Yes.
Are you involved or do you have any roles or responsibility in the athletic side for Thompson and Alabaster City Schools athletics?
That's a great question. And we assist them. On Friday nights, when their school was being built, the football stadium was being built. So we heard
stadium.
Thank you. We heard the coaches talk about some of the stuff they want to do long range.
Sure.
We have fiber on the fields. And not many people know that, but on the end zones, that little pylon camera, we got that because we got fiber underneath the field. So we don't use it, but it's there if needed. And then, of course, we have the instant replay, which is so when you see us on the fields, I want to say on the 40, 45-yard line, we're running just the fiber because we want to make sure the fiber is working for the coaches. My team definitely helps us out because on Fridays, home games, we're there.
Yeah. And
we got our schedule. We rotate because I'd rather us to put the technology equipment in the pedestals than some of our coaches because I've seen some of them. get in a hurry. They want the game to be done. They want to get home, the film
right.
study. So I said, Carl, I'd rather us put the switch in there, us put the GBX fibers, us to run the Ethernet, because if we don't, we're going to be up here fixing stuff that may get broken.
Splicing fiber at 11 o'clock on a Friday night.
Yes. So we man that. So we're there on Fridays for them.
There's a lot going on for 7A football Friday nights in Alabama. So I was wondering how much of that you were involved in.
Every home game, we're there. We're on the field there. We're supporting them, making sure that their monitors, they got the monitors on the stands, doing the instant replay.
Are those the huddle boxes? Do y'all have those?
Well, it's a different system now.
Okay.
But yes, they got the coaches in the coaches box have iPads.
Sure.
The coaches on the field have iPads. The kids be watching instant replay on the screen. So it's just production.
It's a different.
It's a
different
SEC. Yes, it's a mini SEC. Everything you see SEC, dropped it down a little bit. That's us.
How do you approach budgeting for building your infrastructure and trying to be innovative and push the boundaries?
Yes, great question there. I definitely, of course, do budgeting from past years, previous years. And then I'll always go and try to look at stuff that's coming down the pike because everything's increasing.
Yep.
So I bump my budget up maybe 2-3%. And then take it to Dr. Vickers, our CSFO, Ed Roberson, explain to him this is where the increase is coming from. Chromebook parts are more expensive now. Laptops have increased. Phone systems. So everything has increased. So that's why the budget. Because I can explain to you what I spent, where the money went from technology, and then here are the increases I prefer see. And that's how I approach it.
How does Alabaster City Schools approach emergency preparedness, and what role do you play in preparing for emergencies and avoiding emergencies?
Well, that's two-sided. It probably, we're getting to make sure it's one, but you have Dr. Jeff Atkins. He's our safety director, or he's our chief coordinator for operations, COO. And so it's his baby, really, because he deals with tornadoes and shelter in place, all that stuff. However, we have automated so much stuff. So when a tornado warning, we use Ambit and your system, and it comes out saying, hey, this is a warning, lock in place, lock yourself in place. So that does that through your equipment and stuff. So that was a great partnership we had with you all. But then we have it so it takes over the screen. So you may be in class teaching, but now we have it automated where it comes up, shelter in place, this is lockdown, tornadoes coming. So it takes over any device that you're logged into.
Okay.
So, and then we got the flashing stuff that shows that. So we got multiple things to get everybody's alert. And so we partner together with Dr. Atkins and the EMA side. And we also, we've done a lot. We have it tied into the city. So the city gets our alerts. So they get the strategic alerts and say, hey, something's going on in Alabaster. So they'll call and say, what's going on? And we say, this is legit, false alarm. So we got all those things. It's all tied together. It's
great.
all tied together.
Yeah, that's great. So we're running strategics. All 6 schools? Is it 5 schools?
It's 5 schools, but 6 locations.
Board of Education. Right.
Yeah, strategics, Ambit, Voice over IP, tied together with Intercom. It's all intertwined.
What about cameras? Are y'all using Zero Eyes at all?
No, we use a Vigilon.
Okay.
A Vigilon, and they have gun detection and, of course, just the regular surveillance.
Sure. So. Yeah, a lot of that. We run into those guys at a lot of the conferences we go to. And the one in Orlando this past January, they were like right next to us around the corner. So we were able to talk to them for a while. Cool deal. Of course, everybody that does cameras does all the detection
exactly
stuff.
Pretty amazing now.
It is. It really
is.
Exactly.
When choosing a vendor or trying to, when you're vendor shopping, what do you look for? What matters most to you?
Just honesty. And I know we, again, we always want honesty, but trustworthy honesty because, I will pay a little bit extra for somebody that I know is quality. And then this person vendor right here may be give me a price, but they've kind of misled me a few times. So that's being truthful because I'm going to catch on the front end. I'm going to catch it. You misspoke to me at some point. You lied to me. But trustworthiness because things come up. Right. And that's one thing I tell my people because they hard on vendors because they're young. On something, well, they promised us this. I said, but you're not looking at the supply chain.
Right.
You're looking at it from, I need this piece of equipment. They promised me they're going to be here Tuesday. I said, well, I get a phone call from the president, the owner saying this is what happened. And I may not always relay that to her because I don't have time. But I'll say, hey, they're doing the best they can. Guys, give them a break, give them grace, because do you always go see that teacher and that student when you say you were? So they get tunnel vision sometimes. I got to try to explain that to them. But trustworthy, being on time. Because if I'm, I tell the people they're going to be here to shut the network down at 2 o'clock, and then you show up at 4 o'clock without a call or anything, that's going to be a problem with me and this vendor. It's going to be a problem.
Right.
So just being upfront, things happen, I understand. Then I can go to administrators and say, hey, it's not going to be 2 o'clock, it's going to be 4 o'clock now. But just be open, honest.
Open and honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah.
Would you say there's anything that a lot of vendors don't understand about what you need for your school and that you wish they would understand?
Oh, that's a great question. From the vendors that I've talked to, is basically, we are all overworked.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot on plate. So don't come and just waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And then honestly, when I tell you that if I see a need on down the road, I'll reach back out. I will reach back out. Send me an email, put in there what you're selling me. And like I said, truthfully, I got so many emails, you'll say, Anthony, how you go? But I just do a quick, somebody, Jesse called me, Jesse called me, Ambit. Now I'm going to reach out to Jesse because now I have a need that, but if you come off being pushy, overwhelming, sarcastic, Mr. Know-it-all, that's going to turn me off, even from the vendor side, because look, this is when I need you, I'm going to reach out. When I go to these vendors, I tell my people, when they go to the ALET, I said, go see people.
Right.
Go meet people, because we may not need them today. It may be 2 years from now, but we may need them.
Yep.
So keep that correspondence, that relationship, that communication open, because you never know. Because plus me, I've dropped a couple of vendors over the last 6 years, because as soon as I get out of this contract, I'm done with X vendor because they led me astray. I can't get with it yet. But as soon as the contract over, we're through for a while. And I'm not going to always write you off, but for the next couple bit,
just need a break.
Just need a break.
That's right.
We just need a break. As Ross said, Ross and Rachel, it's just a break.
Just a break.
It's just a break.
That's right.
That's great. Is there a technology initiative you're excited about for the upcoming school year?
Excited about? Well, we got a couple of building projects. So getting those complete.
Exciting.
Yes. The new central office, check that off a list.
Sure.
And then we got Craft Academy. We're going to have that opening up in the fall.
What's Craft Academy?
Yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Yes, Craft Academy is our own in-house career development center kind of thing. We're going to have building, construction, welding,
awesome,
automotive, and a couple other things.
Has that been previously at Thompson High?
Well, we had to go down to, forgive me for this, but somewhere in Birmingham.
Okay.
The Career Tech Center.
Oh, how about that?
And Shelby
I didn't
County.
know that.
Yeah, we had to go down there to do some of these things.
It's great. You're getting it
Yeah, we're getting it all in Alabaster.
Oh, that's great.
And according to Dr. Vickers and Dr. Wilbanks, who's our academic officer, they've talked to different people that want to send kids here to Alabaster, in the next year or so.
Okay.
So they don't have to go to downtown. You know that downtown traffic.
Oh, yeah.
You go, that's the whole day, afternoon.
Well, especially trying to get past Airport Marine on 65.
Yes.
Once you make it through Mount Function Junction, you're just halfway at
the
stops.
But no, so that's what that's going to open in August. So now our focus turns from the central office, getting everybody moved, back to computers up, everything working technology-wise, now to Craft Academy. And like I said, it's the old Winn-Dixie. It's off 119.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was a Restore church. The sign's still up there for Restore. So we'll eventually get that put Alabaster Champions Craft Academy up there. That's the next thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's like a 2026.
No,
that's August. Right now.
Yeah, this August.
You guys already got it rip roaring ready to go.
Yeah, they're putting up the walls, they're putting up the metal studs, they're partitioning off the room. So it's going to be ready for August in the fall. Kids, we had 188 kids say that they want to take classes from, like I said, automotive, welding, building construction throughout the whole, 2 or 3 day period. We had teachers for that, out of industry, 4 teachers. I didn't get a chance to meet them. 2 of my other technicians got them enrolled into Duo and all those security things, showed them email, gave them their laptop. So, yeah. So it'll be opening soon.
Exciting things are happening in Alabaster City.
It is. It's growing, and it's a lot of things going well for us.
What projects are you, other than the building projects, are you working on for this summer talking to other tech directors, they got a pretty slam summer. So I know you do too.
Well, yeah, just normal stuff as far as, getting ready for the start of school year.
Yep.
We got to get ready for the trainings we got In-Service Institute coming up, the planning for Chromebooks. We got to purchase Chromebooks, plan to distribute, clean Chromebooks. So we have all the normal stuff that we do over summer. And, and it's amazing how people think in the summer, y'all don't do anything, right?
Right.
That's our busiest time.
Busiest time.
Busiest time because we got to get the Chromebooks clean, get them ready to reissue out.
Yep.
We got a new system for ticketing system. We just implemented that in April. Did a mini training for the people that use it, our school TCs, technology coordinators. Showed them how to use it. We used it for our Chromebooks.
What are you using?
1-to-1 Plus.
Uh-huh.
We had SysAid.
Okay.
And then we use Follett, which is really our library system. But they had a resource management piece, and I never was really happy. So I thought, why don't we just try to combine it? So we still got Follett, Destiny for the librarians. That's their system.
Right.
Check in, check out books all you want to. But we needed something in the house to do the ticketing system, resource management, allocation, and this one-to-one seems we're going to be able to do that for us, 1-to-1 Plus.
Okay.
Cool.
What's something you know now after 28 years that you wish you would have known when you first started?
Oh, that's a great question. It's a people business. Surround yourself with good people. That's one thing about ALET. Surround yourself by some good quality key people that you can, because we're not inventing the wheel.
Right.
It's the same thing. In Mountain Brook to Hoover to Calhoun County to Jacksonville, we all face the same, different kids, same problems we all got. So have your little small group, and luckily I have that I call people and say, hey, why ain't y'all handle these kids in this TikTok challenge? They just blowing up Chromebooks, putting stuff in them. I'm like, what?
Shoving the pencils in the battery. Yeah,
like,
I've heard about that one.
My mom would have just lit me up thinking about doing something like that. But different generation. But just have a core group that you can rely on to communicate to talk things over, because that's critical. Because you'll just run yourself ragged if you don't.
Yeah, going back to your, you said you had a student aid program.
Yes, we get to do summer workers every year.
Okay.
And we had, I've done an intern with a guy from Montevallo.
Okay.
I've done one from Jeff State intern. I use high school kids. Of course, do not give any kind of passwords. I'm not that crazy. We use them to help us with those that are interested in technology. And then I had a guy that graduated a couple years back. This is his second year with us.
Oh, cool.
He comes back. He wants to major in technology. So he's does that too. So we try to help out to help those that are interested in technology, because they help us out.
I was going to say, how many of those lead to like your pipeline and hiring?
Well, none at this point, because like I said, luckily they went on to other places, and I've been a good reference for them. So, yes, that's good time, because sometimes they don't come back to Alabaster; they'll go somewhere else. But yes,
gotta see the world.
Yes, exactly. But one of the guys, he was from Jacksonville. His mom and I talked together. He did a summer intern for me in Alabaster when he was close by. At Auburn. I said, yeah, Andrew, he can come work with us. So he did that and then drove home to Jacksonville sometimes. But now he works in Huntsville, got his own business. Well, not own business, but he's a big IT guy in Huntsville.
Oh, cool.
So to see how his mom said, thanks, man, and she's sweet. I love her to death, Phyllis Badusky. She says, Andrew, he got in because of you. And he's like, Andrew going to hire me one day. I said, Andrew, I need a career change. So, my mom grew up in North Alabama too, so look out for me,
That's great.
But yeah, he's. And then I had another guy that went off and in the career field. So I've had two that were broken off and got their own IT jobs. So it makes me feel good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
They started a little helping us in Alabaster.
That's right.
IT interns.
If you had to write your own IT director's playbook, what would be the top 3 plays? Top 3 points.
Top 3 points. Oh, let's see. I wrote some stuff down, but I got a whole bunch of them. But just realize, again, you don't know it all.
Right.
Admit when you don't. Seek help. And be there for people. We're in a people business. Even teachers. We've all had those teachers that say, I don't know how she's teaching. Why is she teaching? She's not nice to kids. We've had some of them when we were growing up. So again, you're in the people business. Be respectful. And then, like I said, when you do mess up, admit it. We all going to make mistakes, and try not to do it again.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
That's it.
That's great, Anthony. And you started off this conversation saying it's all about people.
It is.
Yes, you're the technology director, and that's the field that you're managing. But at the end of the day, you said it's all about people.
It's all about people.
People job.
Treat people like you want to be treated. Golden rule. And like I said, because when I took my car to get a service, and if I walk in, the guy he was really nice. But if he hadn't been, I may not take my car back to this dealership. Right. So again, we're in the people business.
That's great, Anthony.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yes, it's one of the first podcasts.
That's awesome. Hopefully, first of many.
First of many. Yes,
great.
Yes.
Thanks, Anthony.
Appreciate it, guys.